zero.
What's up, Jonah? What's going on?
Hello. I can't quite hear you, Mr. Is it something to do on my end, or is it yours? I can hear you. There's just a pretty loud echo on there.
Hey, Brucey.
Yeah. Can't really hear anything, mate.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. So 505, the phone call. Yeah. Call 505 246 10. Call in. 246 0610. Having some technical issues here, people. Just call in, Brucey.
Now, on here.
I can't hear you. Call in, bro.
Okay.
Call. Hey, you guys, close it out. Hey, if you're listening right now, we're having some technical issues right now. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal. Hey, you guys, we're trying to get this StreamYard going because I'm trying to bring in my celebrities to where they're able to actually, I can see them on camera and actually talk to them. So right now, I got Daniel Bruce, who I was trying to do the interview with. He's going to call in right now.
Okay, good.
Hello.
There we go. I got you, man.
How are you, sir?
Man, I'm good. Hi, hey, don't call me sir, homie.
Well, sorry about that. Hopefully that wasn't anything on my end that was causing that problem.
No, I just started on Filter with Kenny Thomas not too long ago, so we're trying to get everything in order. That's where the StreamYard came in because I wanted the visibility there and then I wanted the audio as well. So I apologize for that, man. So, Jonah, we're live, right?
Yep, we've been live for a while. Yep.
Hello, Albuquerque.
Things happen, man. Hey, Brucey, thank you for coming in, man. I have mad respect for you. I got the chat in here, who's one of my hosts. He's hosting with me. It's been an honor being able to watch you, man, over the last couple of years because I've gotten real close to United Soccer, right? Because Peter's my guy. It's an honor to actually have you on. I appreciate you coming on. Hey, man, I'm not gonna get to the point to where at the end of your career and what's happened because I heard some amazing things on how on what you did after the game. You were one of the first individuals to actually come and be a part of United in 2019, correct?
Yeah, well, I was here in 2019, and first off, huge honor to chat to you as well, mate. Thank you so much for having me on. You've been a huge, supporter, and you've lifted up the club, and the lads love seeing you around. So thank you for all that you've done.
I appreciate that, bud.
But yeah, so I signed in 2019, which was the first year of the club. But I was actually one of the last signings of that very first year. I actually came in on trial. I knew the original head coach. So I can't say I was one of the first ever signings, but I was here in 2019 in the first year, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming in and being able to establish from the standpoint of United, New Mexico United is here to stay.
Mm.
Being a part of the whole process of starting that, how was that? I know it was one of those things to where obviously you got to build up to get the patrons to be able to come watch you guys play. Give us a little bit of insight on like what that was when you first started playing for United back in 2019.
Yeah, it's a while back. Over these last few weeks, I've been really, thinking back on memories and times. I think, what Pete and Troy Lezane, who was the original head coach here, what they did a really good job of is, there's a multitude of different ways you can go when you're starting a team and a squad, but they were very, very particular that we want the right people in the building.
Yeah.
We want the right type of personalities and characters in the building. And it was just really clear. And, the type of character that they want, people who are committed on the field, a winning mentality to win for this state, but then also to be invested in the community and to be about the community. And, the guys like the captains like Josh Suggs and the older players, Big Dev, these guys, the way they held themselves, the way they approached training, the way they approached games, and how much that meant to the people sitting in the stands and sitting in the stadium. It's not, that message isn't always the same in all clubs, In a lot of clubs you go in, it's about you as a player, do what you can for your career. It's all about you. Whereas we were welcomed in that first year and, it's like, hey, this isn't about you. Yeah. It's your job to perform, your job to train, and it's your job to play well for the people that come and watch these games, and that was, I feel like the luckiest player to be around that first year because it kind of brought a humility about your game, that you're playing for something bigger than just yourself.
Oh, I totally get that, man, because it's I always stress that it's not about I, it's about we.
Oh, 100%.
Brucey.
100%.
Because of the complications we had, we're going to take our first break. This is exactly why I wanted 20 minutes with you, man. We'll come back for another segment real quick. Just hang out with me. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
Need a ride in Albuquerque?
Clear.
Connect is a free on-demand service like Uber, but in electric vans and totally free.
the sports animal.
Mike
Nightclub.
You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Your home for the NFL. But right now, it's your home for the United. There's a big game coming up this weekend. Obviously, tomorrow, you got to come check it out. It's at 7 o'clock. United's playing San Antonio. I want to say the Spurs because you guys know I'm a basketball guy, but I'm not going to go there. We got my guy Daniel Bruce on. We call him Brucey. He's recently just retired. Unbelievable how this community came out and embraced him at the end. We'll get to that part, but we got a couple more questions. Go ahead, Chad.
Bruce, so good to talk to you. This is Chad Patterson. So,
Great to hear from you, Chad.
Veteran, man.
Yeah,
thanks to not a soccer veteran. We go to so many games, but I'm a middle school soccer coach, man. And talk about some 11, 12-year-olds who just idolize yourself and the whole team. So just tell us what in the years that you've been there, 6 years with United. Tell us like a good story about like a time when you like the kids came out and like they really meant something to you in your time there when you really realized, man, these guys really know who I am and it matters.
Gosh, I mean, there's so many over all the years. I actually, my wife works at a local gym here in Albuquerque, and I couldn't drive, after the surgery, and so she was driving me to the game just the other day when I was retiring, and a young man who plays in town. He's the grandson of some people that go to the gym there where my wife works, and he's a young man called James and plays soccer here, and he'd just written me and made me a little card, and
that's cool. It
was just a card saying thank you for being here and being in the state, and what soccer means to him, and I thought I was going to get emotional, on the field, which I ended up doing, but I ended up being emotional in the car on the way to the game, just seeing this little note that he'd written me about what soccer's meant to him. And there's just been so many of those examples that, that's one specific example of just, a young man who clearly loves the game and has just followed us and just been an amazing fan of the team.
Man, it's nice to be able to hear from another professional athlete that's in another sport outside of basketball. From the perspective of the things that you had to go through. And I wasn't going to get into this yet, but you guys are leading with it. I heard when you had your retirement night, you stayed there until everybody left. That is one of the things that sticks out to me with the kind of personality and the guy that you are, because you're a big community guy. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're looking to doing in the community and that you do now after being retired.
Wow. Well, yeah, it was, in that final game, being there and seeing how the crowd and the fans of this club have come around us, it's not hard for me to stay there until the end because, these people have a decision made. Do they do whatever they can do with their Friday or Saturday night, and they choose to spend money and come and watch us, and that's an honor. Every time I wear this shirt, I think, wow, like these people have chosen to come here and support us. So, the least we can do is, connect with them and be with them and find out about them because they're amazing people. And as far as like moving forward in the community, sport is such an unbelievable tool, especially, for young people and teaching the values of discipline and hard work and empathy and working with teammates. And, I'd love to, just spend more time with more young people in whatever capacity it is of going out to soccer games and connecting with young people and encourage them in their sport. What that looks like specifically, I'm not sure, but I'll always be out here in the community and watching games and being around the sport because it's just so massive and it gave me everything, that I have.
Yeah. So are you looking at sticking around here? I know you're probably going to do some things in other places probably, but are you looking at sticking around here and being a part of United for a little bit? I'm pretty sure your fans would like to hear something.
Well, it's kind of been one thing at a time for me right now. You know, I had a pretty serious injury in the season, and there was a few complications with kind of that and having to push back surgery. And so the big decision originally for me was, look, is it right for me to carry on playing the game? And, you know, me and my wife, our family decided that it was actually, you know, it was the right time for me to step away from football. So that was the first decision that we had to make. And surgery was just a few weeks ago. So it's, it's not been easy for us to know much after that. We've just been dealing with the today. You know, I got off crutches a few days ago, starting to learn to walk again. So that's kind of been our biggest.
I'm telling you, man, your
mindset.
fans want to know, man. I'm telling you, because this is one of those communities that's really, really thirsty for sports. And what you guys are coming in and doing with United, you guys are putting this state on a whole nother, I want to say, like, atmosphere, because it football, I feel like, is taking over in the US, and I feel like it's still going to evolve into more.
Oh, it is. 100%. I mean, the way that the fans and community have got around this club and how soccer is growing and blowing up, and especially with the World Cup coming, you know, it's such an exciting time to be around the sport, especially a club as exciting as this, for sure. Yeah.
World Cup coming up next year, Bruce. This is Chad. And I have to say that just the atmosphere of bringing a soccer team to Albuquerque at the professional level was so great, because I've had friends and I've taken to Isotopes game, and they said, okay, Isotopes, that's cool. And I said, let's go see a soccer match. And they said, well, I've never been to one. Oh, you got to go. And they don't understand until they get there, like, how loud it is if you're down by the curse. Or you can sit on the berm and just watch the game, watch the sunset, and it's fantastically beautiful. So for us to have that, it's definitely been a step up. It's been so much fun watching you for these 6 years. But let's talk about the game.
Yeah.
So the playoffs are coming, man. It's tomorrow. And we got
San Antonio FC
at 7:00. So what does the United need to do? What's going to be the key tomorrow?
Winning.
Always.
It's going to come down to scoring more goals than the other team, Chad.
Yeah,
Good answer.
We want to win. You know, I think there's a temptation when in playoffs, and I don't know what it was like for you, Kenny. There can be a temptation to sort of almost be like, okay, well, we just want to play it safe, but we just want to make sure we can get through 10-minute spells or these spells. When actually, you know, the right way to really approach it is just pure ambition. Go for the throat, go for the win right early on. You know, have that high level of ambition and kind of, you know, there's kind of no other way to go about it. You want to, you know, go all out early on, and you know, we're certainly going to do that. I was at training today with the guys, and the training session was intense, man. These guys are going at it, and the lads are really excited, and it's I think having this high level of ambition, this winning mentality, let's just go out and give it all, rather than playing safe in any manner, is something that has been a big message to the guys. And look, San Antonio you have to respect your opposition. You have to know your opposition. You have to know what they are about and what they want to do and how they want to make the game. And we always want to, you know, especially at home, they're coming into New Mexico. Yeah. We want to make that atmosphere so difficult for them to play in. On the field, off the field, the fans are going to be a huge part of that. You know, they're our 12th man on the field. So, I'm glad we're playing at home against them, you know.
Yeah, man. It's amazing, because last year they played Sac Republic in Sacramento, correct? I'm pretty sure. Was that the year before for the playoffs? Which one was it?
That was the year before. And actually, you know, we've been knocked out twice there. So last year we played Phoenix at home the first round of the playoffs, and then we had another home game against Vegas. And then so we won against Phoenix and lost against Vegas.
That's pretty amazing, man. And what the squad has done this year has been phenomenal. I just like the fact that how you said come out obviously to win, but you're playing at home. You got to come out at home with way more energy. If not, you're not going to be able to get this community involved. And we've seen how this community gets involved when you guys get going.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you guys get going early. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we feed off our, you know, it's like a chicken and an egg. Yeah. Like, we feed off our fan base so much. Like, they are huge for us in having that responsibility. I mean, always some of the last things that is said before we leave the locker room is remember who you're playing for out here. Remember who you're playing in front of. You've got a responsibility to perform and give it everything.
Yeah.
And so having those guys out there is like massive for us. But then, also we have to know we've got responsibility the way we play and the energy and how we approach the game brings the fans more into it as well.
Yeah.
And the first 5 minutes are always massive for me, especially in playoffs. Like that always tells a lot about a performance. The last game we played Rhode Island and the first 5 minutes we were, the first tackle, the first shot on target, the first running behind, you want to be first to things as much as possible. And that's going to be the same, tale in this first game as well. And being at home,
30 seconds.
Energy off the field, all the guys, it needs a full squad. And hopefully we'll be able to make it a memorable night for everybody.
Man, I appreciate you coming on. Hey, the knowledge you just gave this community on my show, man, I really appreciate it. I think you should go into coaching for the United, man, just to let you know.
It's very kind, Kenny. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, mate.
I appreciate you, bud. Hey, please go tell the fellas again when you're around them. I'm going to have them on the show too, but I got to go with the vet to kick this thing off, man. I appreciate you coming on, bud, and thank you for being patient.
No, top man, Kenny. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the time, mate.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, mate.
Take care.
You've been listening to my boy Daniel Brucey. Last name Bruce, man. You can only get it right here on Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
Clear.
King's Hawaiian Sliders.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Mike's up.
Jonah, we have to change up this music a little bit. Sometimes we can't play the same intros every show, Monday through Friday, even though I love it. You know, people are like, why they gotta play that ratchet music? It's only hip hop, you guys. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. You're home for the NFL. Yo, just had my guy Daniel Brucey on, and you got to go check out the game tomorrow. It's at 7 p.m. at Isotope Stadium. United is playing San Antonio FC. I will be there. I will actually be on the field before the game about 6:15. I'm part of the opening ceremonies for this first playoff game. Really looking forward to that. But we about to change this up real quick. We got to get into our Lobos that played last night, the basketball team that played last night in the pit. Unfortunately, it was only 9,000 people in there, man. It was kind of bad. How did we do that? Are you guys not listening to me? We need to come out and show out for these Lobos, man. We need to carry it over from football. I know football is right there, and we got a lot of good things going on with football, which you can check them out playing UNLV at UNLV tomorrow on KKOB. Really looking forward to that. But, man, this basketball team is interesting. I love the energy in the first, 10 minutes or so. They were leading 16-3. Obviously, you got to expect the other team to go on a run. They did. Where was the energy? Where was the passion? This is a whole new squad. We're going to have to be a little bit patient. There were some guys calling in on Lobos Live, because it's my call-in show over there on KKOB after every Lobo game, to where everybody was kind of panicking a little bit. But I had to just let everybody know, hey, be reassured. Coach Olin is about to put something together. We can't overreact right now, even though I'm overreacting a little bit myself, because against a Northern Arizona team that is not that good, I expected more. And I'm not going to lie. I don't know what you guys think, but I expected more. Chad, what do you think?
We expect that, but, it's related to what Bruce told us, Daniel Bruce told us in the last segment about there's a difference between having a group of talented individuals and having a team that plays together and being able to put that heart and soul into it. And it's going to take a little while because, as we talked about last week, every single one of these players is new this year.
Yeah.
And the coach. Everybody's new. Antonio Chol, good game.
Yeah.
But he transferred from Rutgers. I think that's the most points he's ever scored in a college game.
Yeah.
So all these guys, they're all new, and they have to figure out, it's one thing to be a good individual and to pay attention to your teammates, but, no matter what game you're playing, you have to know where your teammate's going to be before he gets there.
Oh, without a doubt.
And that's going to take a while.
Yeah, I feel like we're so used to now seeing our Lobo team be so good, and that we haven't had a team this long be maybe this not up to date, I guess.
This is your error, man,
I know.
Jonah.
But
this is your error.
But Coach Olin said it perfectly. He said team's still learning and building chemistry, especially with many new players. But he said he was happy with the progress that it's going into regular season.
Yeah, Antonio Chol, the way I like how you brought him up to Chad, because I feel like he's one of those guys that he seems like he can do more things than just shoot behind the perimeter. He went 5 for 11 from behind the perimeter. I want these guys to be a little bit more aggressive. The fact that there's a lot of guys that want to play on this perimeter. I mean, everybody wants to be Steph Curry. Everybody wants to play outside. But what happened to getting your foot in the paint and dominating the paint? People were calling into Lobos Live hey, where are we going to get some inside presence? It's going to be interesting to see where that inside presence comes in. Is it going to be from Rock? Is it going to be from Bugon? I think I said his name. Boo, yeah, number 10. Is it going to come down to a presence in the inside? And it remains to be seen to me, but this feels like it's going to be a high volume shooting team, which I don't know if I necessarily like that because I'm old school, but they're going to have to figure out how to come together and bring that chemistry together.
So they got a 47 shots in 40 minutes. So it's pretty fast, pretty high pace. It's not Hobbs Eagles 1970s pace, but it's up there. And so on the inside, it's what you mentioned. The top rebounder was Bulljohn with 7.
That's bad.
Yeah,
that's bad. But that's just me.
What I'm looking at doesn't show me the ratio with NAU, but and that doesn't. The stats don't always tell the story. You have to watch the game, but can you watch the game with a professional eye?
Yeah.
You saw some guys coming off the bench as coaches mentioned, like nothing's fixed, man. Nothing's
Yeah,
finished.
Jack
Some of these
Hall
guys
came
are-
off the bench too with 12 points.
Yeah,
So-
how did he look? How did he look?
I mean, people are not sold on Jake Hall right now from the standpoint of him being a true freshman, being able to come in and impact the game. I liked how he was being aggressive when he was actually on the floor, but yeah, I felt like from behind the perimeter he was aggressive. Just let me clarify that. I want to see guys attack the rim. When I first saw the big boy come in, Bugon, I think I'm saying his name. I got to get familiar with these names, man. I'm just saying. He was aggressive. He was at the top of the key and he took 2 dribbles and he went in and tried to dunk it. And then he came back not too many plays after that and he's being aggressive. I just want these guys to be aggressive. They're going to have to create some type of identity. And I don't think we know what that identity is. I'm not going to speak for Coach Olin, but I don't know if he knows what the identity is because I think he's still trying to figure it out. There's some guys that didn't even play. And it's going to happen that way, but I see this roster it's going to have to get cut down to like 7 to 8, around that mark of like how many guys are going to play. Depending on foul trouble and different things like that, I really need to see them rebound and bring that intensity. I felt the intensity was there on defense, but where do they go from here? If you have an opinion about the Lobos, on like where do they go from here, your thoughts just from the first 2 exhibition games. Obviously, I know everybody's mad because they lost to Washington State. They shot 22%, and then they come home and they barely beat Northern Arizona by 10. I know everybody's disappointed, but if you have an opinion, you can call 505-246-0610 or text me.
It is exhibition too, and Coach Olin, he's got to, even though everybody's not playing, this one doesn't go on the record, so he's going to try things out.
It's on my record.
What if I do this? What if I do this? What if I do that? Because it's his last chance to do it.
Yeah.
First official game coming up on Wednesday. East Texas A&M, like NAU, Division I basketball, not Division I football, kind of FCS team, smaller college. What do you think we can expect on Wednesday?
Well, the Lobos are going to have to come out and play with more energy. I know I keep saying that, but the way that Northern Arizona came out in that second half, they came out with way more energy at home opposed to the Lobos. I know they're probably
30 seconds.
point to where they're going around this community and they hear about Lobo everything, but I'm telling them, when I went and spoke to these Lobo kids, I'm telling you right now, if you don't bring it in this community will get after you and they will not show up. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by
like that. I could dig that. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Let's get into this situation with the Dodgers versus the Blue Jays. Yes, it is Halloween, and trust me, I feel like I'm being trick-or-treated on with some rotten pumpkins or something. The way that the Blue Jays came out and won the last two games, man. Blue Jays lead the series 3-2, dominating 6-1 in Game 5. Yamamoto's, I said that right. Yamamoto's for the Dodgers is starting pitching tonight, and Kevin Gustafson is pitching for the Blue Jays. Obviously, you guys, there's a situation to where our boys, I don't know if you're a Dodgers fan. I know Jonah's a Dodgers fan. The Chad, are you a Dodgers fan?
I mean, they're cool because, I like.
You could just say
what I like
no.
about the Dodgers.
You could just say
they
no.
were like the Dukes were the Dodgers affiliate all those years.
Oh my goodness!
And that's why Albuquerque has so many Dodgers fans.
Jonah, you hear this?
Yes, I do. That's the reason why I'm a Dodgers fan, is because I remember getting a jersey, like during
fair.
Jackie Robinson day. I have a Jackie Robinson Dodger isotope jersey.
Oh wow, I got a hat.
Yeah.
Those are those blue-white hats that they give. I know they change it up every year, but I'm a Dodgers fan because of Magic Johnson, who's my mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I had to pick.
There you go, man.
And then the Astros, man, Dusty Baker, I had a chance to meet him, but I'm a little in betweener because I love Houston, my Texans and everything. But yeah, man, what's going on with this game tonight?
It's going to be good. That's why they play. I mean, again, you can buy the best players in the league, and the Dodgers have, but they got to go out and play. It's not enough to be the best. You got to play the best, and they did not play the best in the last game. The Blue Jays were the team, and man, Toronto loves Vlad Guerrero. They love that dude. 5 home runs, 10 RBIs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's just knocking it out of the park every time he's at the plate. 6-1 victory, and they had Gausman, Yamamoto. So both of these pitchers last time they faced off, Yamamoto got the win, but neither one of them walked a batter. They both pitched pretty well, so it should be exciting. This one's in Canada.
So Jonah, the rookie pitcher, what's his name? That pitched a great game for the Blue Jays. I'm putting you on the spot. I thought you would have known. My bad, bro. He pitched an unbelievable game the other game against the Dodgers, and I think it was game 4.
I thought it was 5.
Was it 5 this last game? But at the same time, we got our guy Ohtani that's 55 home runs right now, third in the MLB and 102 RBIs. Man, the way that Freeman knocked out that ball, and I think it was like game 2. I could be wrong, game 2 or 3. I think my sports are starting to blend in because I'm watching so many sports now because of the show, right?
It's this time of year. Everybody's playing at once.
Which is nice because we're going to get into some football and some other stuff. But, Jonah, what do you got for me with these Dodgers, our Dodgers right now, man?
So now they changed, if you heard about an hour ago, they changed the lineup now.
Okay.
So it goes Ohtani, and now Smith, our catcher. Will Smith is now in, because what I heard from other sources is that even Mookie Betts said it, is that he's not playing the way he needs to play during these games, which is, you could see it's affecting the Dodgers too, because I feel like we need those big 3, which Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, to be all good so we could be successful. Because if all 3 of them have amazing games, that it's going to be good for the Dodgers. And then it was game 4 when Ohtani had to pitch coming off of that 18 inning game. It wasn't ideal for the Dodgers for him to pitch, be the starting pitcher. So I feel like they need to just settle down right now and get their groove back, coming from, because I've said that 18 inning game just threw everything off.
Yeah, Ohtani's superhuman, man. He's making all that money. He's not even, you guys know this, he's not even making all that money right now. He's having it all deferred because I think he's making like $2 to 5 million in his actual baseball salary. And then all the endorsements. He's still making like $200 million without even making his baseball money or something like that. It's insane.
In the future, right now, you guys know about Bobby Bonilla Day in the Mets, right?
Yeah.
And played in 30
I've
years.
heard the name.
They play him every year. Well, in 30 years from now, it's going to be Ohtani Day. And once a year, the Dodgers have to pay some guy named Ohtani who won the World Series back in the 2020s.
Wow.
I just think they need to change that walk rule, the intentional walk rule.
What is that? Because I saw that back in the day, you used to have to throw 4 pitches.
Yes. And so now apparently you could intentionally walk. So they did that with during game 3 because Ohtani was killing it that whole time.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to end it earlier because we all know Ohtani would have got a home run in one of 4 of those walks.
Yeah. See, my whole thing is now the Dodgers have lost 2 games back to back. The momentum isn't there. Now you got to go on the road and go to Toronto and try and get 2 wins. Can they do it? And they've done it during the regular season. It's amazing how the postseason comes along and it's a whole different season. If you're talking NBA, you're talking United Soccer, or it just changes every landscape to where you got to take it a game at a time. Now, I feel like the Dodgers got to take it an inning at a time to be able to be progressive, being able to get to the point that they need to, because you're not looking ahead right now because you're the Dodgers squad, even though you're used to looking ahead, because you're the more of the squad to where you're more well-rounded, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know anything about the Blue Jays, and I really don't want to know anything about the Blue Jays, even though I love Toronto. I'm a firm believer that they're going to win this game tonight.
They could, and I think, Joni, I think you're right. Mookie Betts is the key. And,
Sure.
myself, just because I'm from New Mexico and because I'm always for the underdog every year, Diamondbacks, Rockies, they struggle. Once in a while, they're good. But if the Dodgers lose, some of those players are going to have to leave LA and they're going to end up in Colorado or Arizona, But Mookie Betts, we're talking about one of the best players of this generation. And just to see him struggle that mightily is rough in the postseason and under the spotlights. But on the other hand, it's good to see somebody that's not the same old teams winning. We love that. The NBA's had that for the last.
I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that. No, the Dodgers need to continue to win. Just like the Texans, we're going to get into some football in this next hour. Just like the Texans need to continue to win, but that's not the case. It's not. Yeah.
Continue to win. Continue to win. They have to get there first. I mean, there were some good years, there for a while in the 2010s. But the Texans perennially.
But just in general, I'm just gonna try and relate right now. If you want to chop it up with us, you can call 505-246-0610 or text me on the text line. You guys got to keep in mind. Just think about the NBA, right? We're gonna get into the NBA and NFL and all that in the second half. But I'm just trying to relate because in a 7-game series, I actually played in the playoffs a couple years. When I was in Philadelphia with Allen Iverson and Larry Brown and Derek Coleman and some other good guys, winning a 7-game series is hard. When you're down and you're fighting back and you can't get at least a split at home and you got the visiting team coming in, it's hard to bounce back from that and go on the road and have the right mindset because you can't be as free on the road being under the gun to where you need to come out and evolve and actually grow, because I feel like this Dodgers team is not done, and I had to give them some love and give them a segment. You guys, what you think?
Yeah, it's just we need our key players to be those key players at this point. They have everything. Everything's on the line at this point. They have their backs against the wall because they're going in Toronto, and then how do we say Yamamoto? I can't say. Yeah,
Yamamoto.
Yeah. So they're asking.
Yoshi.
Yeah, there we go. That.
Yeah.
Yoshi.
Yes.
Yoshi, like
Yoshi.
the Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They're
Start calling him that.
Yeah. They're asking a lot for him too because he's been playing his butt off too. So they need everyone to step up at this point. And Toronto, of course, has big hitters too. That's all they have. Their bullpen is a bit shaky at this point. That's probably their weakest point. So if we could have a good inning, first 3 innings, get at least 2 scores up, I feel like we'll be in a good stance.
You good?
I think the 18 inning game just shook things up. The Dodgers got the win. Freeman
Well
got the exciting win, but 19 pitchers in that game.
Yeah.
And that just changes things. So maybe Kenny, that double overtime game in basketball, everybody's tired, one guy gets hurt, he can't play tomorrow. Then you got to make those adjustments. And that's what they've had to do with the pitching staff for both teams.
That's a given because when sometimes people address the triple overtime that I had against Fresno State and Tarkanian here in the pit back, I think it was 96, 97, my sophomore and my junior year, from the standpoint of, it takes a lot out of you. And you got to keep in mind, these guys had to come back and play the next day. I thought they would have had at least a day in between. But this is where baseball is so unique because you don't have a lot of time to recover. There's things and resources that they have to recover, but not everybody can recover and come out and perform the way that they're supposed to.
Will Clean was the last pitcher that shut out. And without him, we didn't have any other pitchers in line in bullpen. So they would have to take someone from the field to come and pitch.
Wow.
That's how much cost that game was.
Wow.
Is that we went through all of our pitchers, and then thank God Freddie Freeman, the savior of Dodgers, always savior of Dodgers, came out and hit that home run. But it's just it took a toll on every one of those players. It's just,
check this out. I got this last thing. Somebody text this before we go to break at the top of the hour. Just looking at the players' body language, looks to me that Toronto wants it more. Go Dodgers. That Toronto wanted it more.
I know Canada.
Did you guys see that?
Canada is like got that little chip on the shoulder, which they don't normally have. Just regarding off the field things, right?
I see.
So they're up there thinking we're about to win. Let's
They're not winning tonight. They're not winning tonight. We'll be right back for another hour with your boy Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
The season's underway, and there's no
clear.
every play than the all-new stadium.
to process as far as getting better and becoming that team. They just got De'Aaron Fox. They got Castle. They're building a nice core of guys to where they're going to be something to be reckoned with. Obviously, they play Miami, but any given day, man, anybody can win in this NBA league.
Well, see, Miami and the Spurs, they have something in common in that the Heat also have this identity, and they showed that. And we don't expect them to be like the number one team in the NBA this year, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
And they were down 15, 10 minutes to go, go on a 19-3 run, take the lead, 5 minutes left in the game. Great game last night, but they have an identity which starts with Pat Riley. It started with Pat Riley, became involved with the Miami Heat, and they won those championships with Dwayne Wade, whether it was with Shaq or later on in the LeBron era.
Yeah.
But they've had that continuing success, maybe the model expansion franchise, if you're our age and remember when the Heat came out in the 80s. But they have that identity, and so the Heat have been able to just move on from the Terry Rozier thing.
They don't have a choice. Jesus.
As a team, team, they're their own phase. Just keep playing. And you know who's playing great? Not a star. Jaime Jaquez Jr. came off the bench.
Yeah.
The old UCLA guy, and he's kind of a guy who has taken him 3 or 4 years to like come into his own in the NBA. Not a starter, but just like an excellent player who knows his role on that team. And that was just an exciting game last night.
Yeah, the thing about the NBA, it's so unpredictable, but everybody sees the Western Conference being more dominant. It's obvious. And then you think about the Eastern Conference, it's getting better, but it hasn't always been that dominating force, right? When you think about the Eastern Conference, you think about, you think about Giannis. Right. Giannis is a guy that's coming out and he's balling right now. The fact that the Bucks won 120 to 110 to the Warriors, where the Warriors, Steve Kerr and the Warriors are playing some amazing basketball right now. He came out and had 37 points last night against the Warriors. Like, this is a guy that's playing at a very high level because obviously there was pieces that were added to the Milwaukee Bucks to where you got Miles Turner. There's pieces that are changing the elements of how the Bucks are actually playing right now. But when you think about the Warriors right now, the way that Steph Curry's playing right now with Draymond Green and you got Kuminga was supposed to be that guy that was up and coming, and he still is, and he just got a new contract. But the fact that the Warriors are playing the type of basketball that they're playing, I got to address it because everybody thought they were old and they were done. With Steph Curry being 37, Draymond Green being around the same age, everybody just thought they were done. And we're leaving out, I left out my guy Jimmy Buckets. Buckets is playing some pretty good ball. Last year in the playoffs, he didn't play so well because Steve Kerr got hurt. Steph Curry got hurt.
Right.
That changed the whole landscape of how the Warriors were.
Right, everything revolves around Curry offensively, and the maze of screens that he runs through off the ball all the time. And so having to change that again in a seven game series against a good opponent is always going to be a challenge. But the Olden State Warriors playing well.
Olden State.
The Olden State Warriors.
Well, the Warriors right now in the 5th seed right now, they're 4-2 right now. Everybody didn't expect them to be where they are right now.
Yeah, 4-2 right now. That's 60 wins. Most coaches will take it, right?
That's fair. And you remember the Warriors created they were tracking down that best season record next to the Bulls.
Oh yeah, they won 73.
Who did the Warriors actually break that?
Well, they won 73 games, but that's the year they were up 3-1 with the lead in the third quarter, and one piece of the engine falls apart.
Okay.
Andrew Bogut blows a knee.
Oh yeah, that is right.
And LeBron's Cavs go crazy.
That is right. Jonah, you know anything about this? Or is it a little bit too much history for you?
No, I grew up. I'm a Heat fan.
No, take that back. Get off my mic, man.
I'm a Heat fan. It's because when I was in 4th grade, that's all I was watching. It's just Heat win championships.
Was that when Shaq and Dwayne Wade?
No, that was 2000. No, that's 2008, I think, or 3 or 8.
I was an NBA man in 2008.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, it was. Yeah, but it was LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
Decision.
Yeah,
that's
the reason why I didn't really know that much basketball, except following Lobo basketball when they were winning Mountain West championships. But
that's me, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. That was Patino. That was Patino. Hey, if you want to chime in on what we're talking about, you can call 505-246-0610 or text me on the text line. Hey, nobody really likes to call in, but hey, blow up this text line, man. I'm sitting here watching them, and there's nothing coming in. Usually when I ask for something, people usually like follow through in this community.
Of course.
Hurry up and text and call. We're going to take this quick break right back. We'll be right back. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Robert.
The information and podcasts.
Mike's up.
Hey, I like this rock too. Is this rock? Is this
Let's
rock?
go with it, man. Let's go with it. It sounds like 80s. I got the hair for it today. It's Halloween.
Oh, yeah, you do. The chat came into the studio today, you guys, with a fro. Obviously, it's Halloween. And once again, you guys need to be safe out there. Go ahead, your mouth's open.
But and do be safe out there driving. Watch out for the little munchkins driving across. They're gonna dart out into the street. Just be ready for it. Leave 5 minutes early. Drive slowly. But so Kenny, I'm at the supermarket the other day, and I thought it was 1997 because I'm there getting my tacos. Right, this guy walks down the aisle, head to toe Chicago Bulls. I thought it was 1997. I thought it was the Harry Potter era, and like the Bulls were winning like 72 games.
That's some bootcamp.
That's right.
Bootcamp crap.
That's right. The Bulls are undefeated. They play the Knicks tonight, man.
Yeah.
So what are the Bulls doing right?
Well, the Bulls just beat my Sacramento Kings. And my Sacramento Kings right now are 1-4. They're like dead last in the Western Conference Division. But the way that the Bulls are playing right now, and you got to keep in mind, you got two ex-Bulls players in Levine and DeRozan that actually play for the Sacramento Kings, and the Bulls just beat them. And keep in mind, those two guys play for the Bulls, and they couldn't beat anybody.
Right.
They got rid of them. Now the Bulls are 4-0, and they're playing some amazing ball right now. But you got to keep in mind, the Knicks, with my boy Mike Brown at the head of that, and the fact that the Knicks got rid of their coach last year that got them to the Eastern Conference Finals, Thibodeau, it should not have happened at all. And I love my guy Mike Brown. I'm going to get Mike Brown on the show. I know he'll come on the show. But I feel like the Knicks and Anthony Towns with Mike Brown is going to help the Knicks get back to that point. I feel like Anthony Towns is a little soft. I shouldn't be saying that, but this is Unfiltered with Kenny Towns.
It's Unfiltered.
I can say what I want. But it comes down to Brunson being that guy, and you got Bridges that's playing some pretty good ball right now, and then you got Hart that's a wing player, to where I think they got a nice little core of guys to where they can put it together. But the Bulls are playing some amazing basketball right now.
They are. They got Josh Giddey. He's just 25. It seems like he's been in the league forever. Former Thunder player, got traded away, didn't win the championship, but he's playing well with the Bulls. And they also got Trey Jones from the Spurs, who was a guy. I was surprised the Spurs let him go because I thought he was like one of the best players on a bad team 2 years ago when the Spurs weren't good yet. And so Trey Jones, I think he's an excellent player, long-term Duke guy. But you're right. The Knicks, and you hate to see that. In fact, I talk, again, obviously not an NBA level guy, but here just locally, the team starts having some trouble saying, we got to get rid of the coach. We got to get a new coach. We got to get a new coach. And people say that. NBA classic example is just this like rotisserie, just the same guys going from team to team to team. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it all is. It rarely works. We got to the conference finals. We're going to get rid of this guy that got us there, and we're going to get another guy. Now, I hope Mike Brown might be it, right? But it seems like more often than not that rarely actually is effective.
See what it is? I think it comes down to, obviously guys are going to have to get paid based off of their performance on the year before if they're coming up on a contract extension. It always comes down to numbers. Numbers is what create opportunities, and numbers is what give you opportunities as a player to be on the floor, to be able to participate and be involved. When you get your chance to be able to come in and be able to play, you got to come in with energy. You got to know your role. If you step outside of that, you never know what's going to happen. And trust me, I was one of those guys to where you can, if things start going bad and you're not in that typical rotation of whatever that is, 7 to 8 guys, you will be the one that's identified and pulled out because you haven't established yourself to be a part of that rotation. What's up, young fella?
Yeah, it's kind of shocking, especially I remember seeing the Nuggets head coach getting fired. Like, why does that happen?
Malone.
Yeah. Why does that, even though he won a championship a couple of years earlier?
Great point.
It's weird because you don't see it in any other sports. You don't see like NFL or MLB managers getting fired if they won a championship and then 2 years later they don't do as good, even though they still have the players that they had. Like Jokic is still on that team dominating, as we see.
Triple doubles.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. That's the crazy part, is he doesn't care. He cares about his horses.
He cares a little bit, but this is the thing about Jokic is that I think he's creating a nice balance. Yeah. Between work and actually having a life after. Yeah. Now, this is where guys have a hard time. I had a hard time. I didn't know to a certain extent what my identity was when I was done, when I retired after my 11 years in 2010. I had to figure it out. And being able to be a competitor gave me that edge to drive and to continuously be able to be competitive. And what can I be competitive at? What can I grow with? What can I evolve with? I'm always trying to evolve. I'm always trying to grow. But Jokic, he's just having fun, man. It's like the first four or five games right now, he already has every game is a triple-double.
He might fool around and get a triple-double. It was a good day for Jokic. So the Mike Malone situation, there's some backstory on that because it's worked out well for them in the last year going to the playoffs. But with him, it was the conflict with the general manager, who I want to say was Calvin Booth. And
I played against Calvin Booth.
They were arguing. I met him when I was like 6 years old. He played for the Rockets.
Yeah,
he came
Penn
to the
State
YMCA.
boy.
Yeah,
Penn State guy, I think.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They
Sorry.
that's good. They were arguing, and so the players were like lining up. Oh, I'm a Booth guy. I'm a Malone guy. And so the step above them was like, oh, we're gonna get rid of both of them. So it wasn't just Malone. They got rid of the GM as well. So that way, going into the playoffs, they don't have two camps.
You got to keep in mind, Calvin Booth, front office, cuts them checks. Mike Malone, playing time. I'm going with the dude that cuts the checks.
Heck yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But when it comes to Mike Malone, the Sacramento Kings did him the same way before he ended up in Denver. It's crazy how this works. And you got to keep in mind, if those players don't like you, the players are the ones that make the money. I hate to say it.
That's who's playing, man.
Coaches are the ones that get it after the fact because the players are the ones that's producing. Obviously, when you think about it, the coach is the one that has to put the guys on the floor. But who's the one? Who are the people that actually are out there? And then you got to keep in mind, there's insurance on every player that plays out there that team has insurance on top of paying them salaries, right? Because you're a commodity. You are a player and you're a commodity and you're a piece of meat and you have to go out there and work. And I don't got a problem. I didn't have a problem with it because of the checks were still coming.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a business, it is a business. And that's the thing, well, people get paid so much, which ain't bad.
Yeah.
That ain't bad. But we saw I don't have the number in front of me because I wasn't prepared for this particular conversation.
I might have it.
But the Celtics got sold. So
yeah.
They sold the Celtics. And if you see the year over year, increase in the value of the Celtics over the last 25 years.
Without a doubt.
That's after paying everybody. It's billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Billions with a B.
Yeah.
6.1 billion.
Yeah.
6.1 billion.
Yeah.
It was sold for.
6.1 billion with a B.
But look at that list for me, young fella. Like there's some teams that are up there that are like worth more. Or I think the Celtics are in the top 3, but the Lakers might be right there too as well. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. But so there's a lot of money changing hands up the pipeline, right?
Without a doubt.
It's even more. It's just to us people who go and buy the tickets and go to the concession stand and sit in the seats.
Yeah.
We just want it to be affordable. We just want to be able to afford our kids in the game.
Right now, it's Golden State at number 1 with 9.4 billion.
Ooh.
New York Knicks 7.5, LA Lakers 7, Chicago Bulls 5.8, and then Houston Rockets 5.7 for the top 5.
Ooh.
I guarantee you Golden State wasn't at that number in 2013 before they started winning championships.
Yeah, and they just got a new stadium too.
Yeah.
It's a nice stadium. I haven't been, but I heard it's a nice stadium. What do you think about the Knicks? And if you're listening right now and you want to chime in, please call or text 505-246-0610 or text your boy. The Knicks. Obviously, I've had a chance to play in Madison Square Garden. I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's so ancient and it's so old and it's so bad. Why don't the Knicks have a new arena? Why not go build another stadium like they did in Brooklyn?
This is my opinion on it, is that it's such a historic site. So many
That's fair.
concerts.
It sucks though.
I feel like it's also the brand name. If you hear, oh, this person's going to Madison Square Garden, it's like it has a more like value to it. That's in my opinion. They have not that much history because lately they haven't been as good as they were now.
Yeah.
But now it's just, like I said, it's the value in the name of hearing Madison Square Garden.
That's fair.
Jonah, they tell me the 70s were great. Clyde Frazier,
Oh,
the old days. Phil Jackson was on those teams riding the pine. in the 70s, but they won the championships back then. They were great, man.
Okay.
And gosh, I'm trying to recall lyrics from 1984. Let me see. Gosh, it was Walt Frazier and the guy who got hurt and he comes out. Willis Reed playing D with Desire in the 1970s.
See, that's crazy.
Knicks. Oh yeah,
I know the name. I couldn't help you.
Oh yeah,
I was just
I wasn't even born yet, man. I just heard of it in legend. There was a time when the Knicks were great, but it's been 50 years, and that's the thing. And you're right. But as a fan, and I think you driving home will think the same way. One good thing, you say Madison Square Garden, we know where that is.
Yeah.
These days with naming rights, people say, "Oh, blah 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 stadium." Who plays there?
See, but how come you just can't take the name and just move it?
Well, yeah, you can. Well, I mean, I get it. There is an actual Madison Square. I think it has to actually be there. Right?
I don't think
the fans will be like, it's not the real Madison Square.
Great point. And you know how New Yorkers are. Dan, if you're listening right now, I know you're listening to my show in New York, man. We're sitting here talking about your Knicks. I need you to pick up that phone and call. But I don't think you guys I don't think you guys fully understand how bad this arena is.
Well, see, we don't, because we're the fans. We would be so starstruck sitting in Madison Square Garden watching a game for the first time, and plus I would be so much lighter after having visited the concession stand. My pockets would be empty, getting a beer and a hot dog.
Especially with these
30 seconds.
This is why we have our amazing athletic director, Fernando Lovo, to where he's working to lower the concession stands here at least. But if you go outside this state professional team, man, good luck.
Oh, right. You got to
Good
bring your
luck
own.
with that.
Got to bring a cooler.
Yeah, you got a pregame. Pregame.
I went to the Colts game last year because I was in Indianapolis. I paid $40 for a burger and water.
Wow. Water?
Yes. Water was $10.
You should have asked for a cup and went in the bathroom and just are you kidding me? You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Robert
You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Your home for the NFL. Brought to you by Hyenas Nightclub, which is now open in Albuquerque, featuring some amazing comics. They're rotating and bringing guys in and out. And ladies, get your tickets before they sell out. They're conveniently located in the town center. Visit hyenascomedynightclub.com/Albuquerque for more information. Let's get into the Thursday night football. Last night, we had Lamar Jackson come back. He's been out for like 4 or 5 games. The Ravens were a totally different team without their guy, obviously. Mark Andrews came out and had about 3 or 4 touchdowns. Amazing night for him because he's been silent, and he's been silent in my fantasy football. And I've had to bench him, and I've been scared, man. But he was one of my top picks. But the Dolphins right now, man, all the different things that are going on with them. You got Waddle, you got Tua. It's been an up and down kind of moment for them. They ended up parting ways with their GM, Chris Gear, after a 2-7 start. There's so many different things going on around the NFL when it comes to injuries. We're going to get in those a little bit. But this Miami squad has been through a lot. Tua, concussion, has not been able to be consistent. There's so many things that are going down in this roller coaster as far as the Miami Dolphins are concerned. But I feel like the Ravens are back to a certain extent. With everything that's happening with Miami right now, I just don't feel it. What do you guys think?
They got a long way to go, man. I mean, they were talking last night. It's a long time since they were really competitive. I mean, we're talking, Dan Marino era. They've had a couple of years here and there where they were pretty good. A couple of years ago, they looked great with Tua. It looked like they were going in the right direction, but that's all kind of falling apart. And so they got to find some solutions. Of course, they lost Tyreek Hill, first game, one of the greatest receivers of all time, and he's out. So they, and the running game, the Dolphins is a team, even when they had Ricky Williams, they weren't like known as a running team. So we want to throw it back 20 years ago to one of the greatest college players to ever play the game. So it all starts with like having some kind of running attack. That's what we see with the Colts. Oh boy, when Indiana Jones goes to the Colts and has Jonathan Taylor running the ball for 5 yards every time he touches it, suddenly Daniel Jones is this fantastic passer. So if the Dolphins develop a run game, well, Tua has some time to throw it. So.
I don't think Mike McDaniel's safe right now. I think it's a wrap.
I think, after watching that game, it was just so ugly. You could just see the offense just not forming well. There's just so many like Tua's interception. It was just it's not looking good at all. And of course, we know that Tua has multiple concussions throughout his career, and he hasn't been the same since that playoff game. And even at that playoff game against the Chiefs, it wasn't looking good the whole game. Maybe it was because it was cold, but it's just their time together. They just need to trade the players that they have now and get the value from them instead of keeping the players, so they could at least get some trade capital and restart rebuilding the team from the ground up.
So you're saying start over, just like the Lobo basketball team, right? Just like the Lobo football team.
Where are you going to go from now? Like, you have great players, but they're not gelling together as they want to. I don't know if Mike McDaniel is just not a together coach. I know he was a decent coordinator with us with the 49ers, but I don't know if he's just not that gel guy that they need.
See, when you have your owner, the owner of the Miami Dolphins came out, Stephen Rose, he came out, change could not wait. Must improve in 2025, 2026, and beyond. Like, I get it. Like, when you see a Miami game or a home game on TV, it's like, whoa, it's like nobody's there. And, and it's very disappointing. It's Miami, right? Like, you think about so many different people. You think about Ricky Williams. You think about some of the guys that actually played there. I think Tua's done. I hate to say it, but he got to support his family. What else is he going to do? It's one of those things to where you get in the mindset of, hey, I need to go out there and play. But it comes down to like a Terry Rozier, NBA, $26 million. What's enough money?
Right.
It got to come down to your health, that health perspective. I think Tua's done. That's just my opinion. If you want to chime in on that, you can call 505-246-0610.
Who looked good yesterday? The Ravens on the other.
God.
And what we saw, of course, the quarterback coming back was such a big deal. He was great, threw 4 touchdowns, incredible. Yeah. But the Baltimore Ravens, we know them as being a defensive team. That's the team of Ray Lewis.
Oh, they're done.
So they came out and so that they get the turnover in like the first quarter, right? And that led to that first touchdown. So that's what was good to see the defensive side of the Ravens come out and play a Baltimore Ravens style of defense. And only
See,
lost
but the Baltimore Ravens have gotten they've gotten rid of a lot of their guys on the defensive defensive side.
Patrick Queen not there anymore.
Yeah, where's he at? Pittsburgh.
I think he's at Pittsburgh now.
He's at
But they still
Pittsburgh,
have quality
killing it.
people. They still have a good secondary with Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey. And I'm pretty sure Marlon Humphrey even got one of the fumble recoveries that they are on the red zone when the Dolphins were about to score. So they still have a good defense. I feel like they need to get that running attack going with Lamar and Derrick Henry.
See, Derrick Henry's been throwing the ball a lot, man. It's been one of those things to where, okay, Jay Hill, come in, the backup running back. It's been a kind of a crazy roller coaster as far as like the offensive side for the Ravens. But I feel like they're a team that's going to make a bounce back, and it's still early because of Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson can stay healthy, the side of the ball on the defensive side, if they're able to come and be productive, I think the Ravens can get to the point to where they're supposed to be, especially being able to open up against the Bills, man, and how that game went. I just expected the Ravens to be in a whole different position right now. I got to throw this out there. The Packers. Why you roll your eyes, Jonah? The Packers have been balling out.
Fan, so.
Well, come on, man. The Packers have been balling. How do we not give them? We need to give the Packers the respect that they deserve right now.
I have to give her respect because my mom. Because she's the Packers
fan. It has nothing to do with
that. She's a diehard Packers fan.
But it has nothing to do with that.
30 seconds.
I got to take a quick break right here, but we'll see if we get back into the Packers. But what the Packers are doing right now is stupid. Jacobs is playing so good. Where's this flyer I got? Where's it at? I can't find it. Can't never find something when you want it. But Jordan Love is playing some great ball right now. And the way that the Packers are moving, and they got Micah, come on, man. I'm pretty sure Micah and Jordan Love got Player of the Week in the NFC. That's what I wanted to bring up. And I think they're in the NFC. I'm pretty sure they're in the NFC. But the way that the Packers are balling out right now, I see them going to the Super Bowl. What do you guys think?
They look good. I mean, that was the game of the week last week. They beat Pittsburgh.
Don't be a hater, the Chad. Who's your team?
Strong. Well, I'm Cardinals, man. Cardinals got the Cowboys this week.
Goodness.
It's the only game of the year that they have to win.
Blow it up.
It's the only one that matters.
Blow it up.
Cardinals, Cowboys.
Yeah, but you guys got to stay healthy. You guys can stay healthy. Well, but at the same time, when you have Kyler Murray that goes out on a consistent basis with him being a little dude, no disrespect, but come on, man. It's been a crazy roller coaster.
Right. You got to stay in the game, and they got Sweat also from the Eagles, who's been he's been strong.
Defensive side, right? Sweat.
Right.
Yeah. See, I know these things. People are probably surprised I know more football than you think.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone.
Search KNML.
Mike's up.
You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. I got my guy, the Chad, in here. He's been kicking it with me today. I appreciate you coming in. And I got my guy, Noah. Oops, sorry. I slipped and called him Noah last week. Jonah, just Kenny. I'm going to turn that into a joke, right?
Yeah.
But, man, there's a lot going on. We got this last segment. I got to give some love to the WNBA. 30-day CBA extension. CBA means collective bargaining agreement. The deadline got extended to November 30th. Players' cause can terminate extension within 48 hours notice. Key issues, revenue shares. The players want NBA style 50-50 split. This is the revenue shares, TV, jerseys, different things like that. Salary proposal, this is insane. Get this, guys, if you're listening. Supermax is $850K. These women are making $70 to $80K a year. Vet minimum is $300K. It's insane to me how the WNBA has come so far, but there's a lot of teams that are not profitable yet. There's maybe one or two teams that are profitable. And we're talking about the Vegas team because they got Asia Wilson. They just won another title, back-to-back titles. Asia Wilson becomes MVP. There's a lot of different things and a lot of different opportunities in Las Vegas, right? But the Impact extension draft, Toronto Tempo, and the Portland Flyer is delayed. 2026 draft lottery timeline uncertain. Union statement, players are more focused, united, and determined than ever. I feel like we need to get behind the women in the WNBA, just like we need to support our women's global basketball team. But there's so many different things to where the WNBA should be getting more opportunities. Caitlin Clark is coming in, and she's helping the NBA. Caitlin Clark is the next Steph. She is the Steph Curry of the WNBA.
That was crazy. Because I lived in Indianapolis during her first year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so the crazy part about this is that I went to Butler, and her boyfriend coaches at Butler. He's a basketball coach at Butler. So it's crazy seeing, I went to we used to practice in the basketball facility because they had an indoor track up there. And seeing Caitlin Clark, she just practices at Butler, not even at the game house or field house.
Field house.
Yeah, it's the field house. But just seeing the community come together, there's so many Caitlin Clark jerseys just everywhere.
They better be.
And when I went into because I watched game 2 when during Indianapolis and OKC during the finals, and I went to the team store, half of it was just Caitlin Clark, even though they weren't even playing yet.
Welcome to my world.
Crazy.
Welcome to my world. Think about the NBA. It's all divided around everybody. Everybody gets the same amount of revenue share. I don't care if Michael Jordan sells 1 million jerseys and Kenny Thomas, say my name in third person, sells 10 jerseys. Doesn't matter. I get some of that money too that Michael Jordan's helped to bring in. This is why we have our players union.
That's great. And the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, she wasn't even playing down the stretch last year.
Yeah.
My 82-year-old mom who played college basketball in the 60s is like, oh, I got to watch my Indiana Fever. She's subscribing to whatever it is she subscribes to just so she can watch the Indiana Fever play basketball. And Caitlin Clark's not even playing anymore.
Yeah.
So that's the sea change that has happened in the last 2 years.
And the crazy part is that before, the women were playing at the state fairgrounds, and I didn't know this. They were playing in the state fairgrounds, and then they finally moved to the field house, which they pack that place crazy.
I played there.
It's crazy. Oh, it's a cool stadium.
I played there. The Pacers play there too, correct?
Yeah, Pacers play there. But it's great to see that transition and just them helping, because they played at a state fairground with maybe I think 5,000 people could attend. Now they play in a crazy arena now. It's awesome to see.
That's pretty dope. I got to go to this text message. Kenny, I fear the live and die from the 3 is going to turn off Lobo fans. I totally agree. But if they're making them, it's going to turn the Lobo fans on, right?
You got to play inside out, right? That's the old school way. You got to go inside out.
This game has changed. It's more like outside out.
Right.
Literally. staying out there.
So 90s. Now I think back to 90s basketball, and they're like, they're not even the stretch fours. A couple of centers who could shoot it.
That was me. I was a stretch four.
Right. Sam Perkins with the Sonics
played against Perk.
He could shoot. He was a center who could shoot it. Right.
Yeah.
But it was rare. It was hard to find. Now everybody shoots it.
Yeah.
If you can't play in the NBA, if you can't shoot the three.
Yeah. If you're not shooting at half court or by the hash mark.
Right. Wimby from the logo. Right.
Yeah. That's Wimby. Yeah. He's all over.
We got
the place.
even Jokic shooting.
Nah, Jokic got one of the ugliest shots, but that thing goes in.
It's crazy.
But let's get to the Chad cross country.
Oh, speaking
UNM.
of the Lobos, man, and the Lobo basketball, they're going to be fine if they win because everyone loves a winner. And Albuquerque, worldwide destination for endurance sports. People come from around the world to live here, train here, and we got the best, man. The Lobos victorious men and women at the Mountain West Conference Championships today. Earlier today, Hap Tom Samuel, 22 minutes and change. Now that's not a 5K, that's an 8K. That's 5 miles in American money on grass in 22 minutes. That's 4 minutes and something miles, 5 in a row.
Wow.
On grass for Hap Tom Samuel. We have 5 guys in the top 11. Same thing on the ladies' side. Pamela Kosuke, Mountain West Athlete of the Year in the spring for track season. She won it all.
That's awesome.
Five girls in the top 11, and both of those boys and girls won.
Wasn't our track team in the same situation last year?
They were really good, really good. So
not to put you on the spot,
he's the man with one red shoe. It was 2 years ago. He won the 10,000 when his shoe fell off and he just kept going.
Yeah.
No,
and
that was
second place.
No, the shoe fell off during cross country. He didn't have the suit, and he got second place with Graham Bright getting first from Harvard. But yeah, I think it was my sophomore year when I was on the track team, and watching that was just crazy because I was just. Everyone, even Darren Gosson, the head coach, once he saw Hopton Samuel fall, they were like, "Oh, he has no chance." But you see him coming down the back stretch, and it's just crazy to see.
This is awesome.
The grit, the determination from just a guy who just goes out and does it, man. But Jonah, I know that it's more than just the hard work and having the desire, because I had that and I just got beat by everybody, right? But he has God put something in him that you
built different.
Right. He's got something that you can't take out.
That's like Kobe.
Right. It's the
late Kobe.
Something.
Yeah.
And the sad part, this is the sad part, is that he was supposed to go back to his country, but his country didn't allow him to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was supposed to go to the Olympics.
We'll take him, man.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
this is America.
Yeah, but he didn't compete at the Olympics, but he's competed at world championships before.
Oh, yeah.
And we see the transition from college to professional track is crazy, because we see all these amazing runners go pro immediately from high school.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see that much people go from, or I guess you do, all the national champions you see go from college to pro. You usually sign with 3 companies: New Balance, Adidas, or Nike.
You guys are making me sick with all this running, man.
Yeah,
you see it here, Jonah, because who was here two Sundays ago just hanging out at the Duke City Marathon?
Josh Kerr.
Right?
Josh Kerr.
We turned on the TV. We saw him competing for Great Britain in the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
But who competed for the United States? The dynamite comes in a small package. Is Winnie Colati. All she does is Winnie Colati. She was 10,000 meter national champion here for the Lobos. She's also Eritrean, but she came to the United States, became a citizen, and she competed for us in the games last year. And it was a pleasure to watch. 10,000 meters on the track. She's tiny, man. Even by running standards, she's tiny.
I love your passion.
She's up there, man.
I love your passion.
Darren Gosson's goal he had a press conference, the head coach for UNM track and field and cross country. His goal is to win 6 championships. So 2, he already got 2 from Mountain West championships for cross country, both women and men.
Yes, that was like last year, the year before, right?
He said he had 4 championships last year with the cross country men and women, and then women's indoor and outdoor championship. But now he's trying to strive through to get the men to that championship level. I'm pretty sure they're 2 points off indoor to win.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of my buddies that I'm going to go hang out with after this is Brody Young. He's been just working his butt off. He made indoor nationals for last year for the 400 meter, and I'm pretty sure he has the school record in the 400.
Give him some love, baby.
He's crazy. He runs for Team Great Britain, and he won European championship or he got the bronze medal at European Championship this past summer. So they're looking for him to have a big year, possibly a podium during nationals during the 400.
That's awesome, man. I like that you guys brought that different element, because this is a totally different category that I would not think of to actually even embrace, because I'm embracing everything Lobos, but I would not bring up the topic. But the fact that it's all associated with Lobos, Lobo Nation, because it's not about basketball only, it's not about football. I hope these kids that are actually being able to run cross country and track and field, that are actually bringing championships to the table, I hope they're getting some of this NIL money. Because if they're not, we need to really rethink these kids that are not getting NIL money because they're playing during a sport that is not being seen to where you're being able to be capable of making the type of money.
And the bad part is that this happened to me. They had to cut down rosters this year. So for Olympic sports, so track and cross country were like one of the first ones to go to cut rosters. So it's just crazy to see that even though these teams are competing, they still have to cut rosters throughout.
Got you. Totally get it, man. We're out of here. The Chad, what you got?
I was going to say, please drive safely tonight. We got the little trick-or-treaters out there, so leave a little bit early, drive a little bit slower. Keep those headlights on, especially in the neighborhoods. And Albuquerque, keep your eyes up. We thank you for watching.
I appreciate you, the chat, coming in, man. It's always one of those ones. The bantering, I really like it, and you're very knowledgeable. Jonah, I'm not calling you Noah right now. Nope. Jonah. Appreciate you, my guy.
Thank you, Kenny.
And if you were listening to the first segment of the show, I had Daniel Bruce on. Brucey. Hey, you got to go check out the United game this weekend. It's at 7 p.m. You got to check out our football team. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., they're playing UNLV. Let's go, Coach Jack. We're one game shy, eligible for a bowl win. Let's get this win, football. And then we'll come back next week on Wednesday and watch the Lobos play at home for the next 2 games. Thank you for listening to Unfiltered with your boy, Kenny Thomas, 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal, your home.
This message is brought to you by The Law Giant.
Hit by a drunk or reckless driver? Don't let an insurance adjuster minimize your recovery. Call the Law Giant today. If they don't win, they don't charge. Call the Law